guys, welcome back to my channel. Also, before we get started on the video, make sure you check out my international giveaway, which will be linked down below, and also you can click onto at the end of the video. It finishes on the 31st of March, so there is not long left. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support in the last few months. My channel has just gone mental over like the last 2 months, and I'm so grateful. It means the absolute world to me. And I love you guys commenting and letting me know where you're from, because I just think it is so awesome, and I love building a little perfection from within family. It's so lovely. I love it. So today's video is part 1 of my entire makeup collection video. So in this video I'll be going through all my face products, so that's primers, foundations, setting sprays, blushes, bronzers and highlights, and I'll be discussing every product in my collection and telling you guys whether they're my holy grail or a bit of a fail, so that you guys don't waste your money. Just because I don't like products don't mean they're bad products, it's just because I didn't get on with them. None of them I really hate either, just some of them I wouldn't repurchase. In this video I have a lot of drugstore options and also a lot of dupes. So if you want to see my entire makeup collection part 1, then just keep watching. So this is the second drawer on the left hand side, and this is where I keep highlights, blushes and bronzers. Firstly, the Shimmer Squad, you guys know this is amazing. If you want to be in a chance of winning it, then go check out my giveaway. Highly recommend it. As always, drugstore, super affordable, absolutely in love, need not to say anything else. Obviously the Mary Luminizer, cult classic, just perfect for all skin tones, just the most beautiful colour, love this highlight. So this here was my first ever highlight. This is the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralised Skin Finish. As you can see, this is much loved, really recommend this. It is quite expensive though, so I'm sure you can find alternatives, but this just has a little place in my heart. Moving on, these two are Colourpop highlights. I think that's Wisp and this is the shade Lunch Money. Don't really reach for them because they are cream highlights, which I'm not the biggest fan of. This is actually Kiko eyeshadow, but I use it as a highlight because it's just blimmin' amazing. Although I hate the packaging, and as you can see, it's just completely bugging up my nail. But anyway, this is in the shade 208. This works beautifully dry, but if you want a really blinding highlight, then just wet that brush and you will see this is just incredible. This, gonna be honest, Colour for Effects Custom Enhancing Drops. Absolutely bloody hated them when I bought it. Not gonna lie. Now, blimmin' love them. I use these by blending them into my foundation. I don't use it as a highlight by themselves. I do everything very fast. And if I can't blend these out, then nobody bloody can. So blend them into your foundation. They're incredible. As a highlight, meh, wouldn't do it. Boo! This I got in a glossy box is the Essence Light Up Your Face Luminizer Palette. Looks pretty, but very chunky, so not really up my street, but one day we might give it a go. We'll wait and see. Lastly, in my highlight collection is the Solstice palette, I think this is called. 1 cream highlight, as I say, don't like creams, never use. 3 just normal powder highlights. Absolutely love these two, really beautiful on fair skin. This would be beautiful on deep skin tones, or if you're going for like a wackier makeup look, but I'm not gonna lie, don't reach for it because it's purple and I don't want a purple face. The Makeup Revolution, as you can see, well, you can't see, that's how much I love it because I've rubbed off all the font. Makeup Revolution Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold palette. I feel like it is more for fair to medium skin tones. Just a stunning palette, cannot recommend it enough. I think it's under £10. Definitely purchase it if you want a load of highlight shades, but you're not sure which palette to buy, then get this. Then moving on to blushes, I only have 2. I only bought them in the last few weeks. This is the NYX Ombre Blush in the shade Strictly Chic. Starts off quite light and then fades obviously to darker because that's what ombre means, you dipstick. Just simply gorgeous. So if you're a little bit scared of blush like me, I'd go for this. If you're not, go for it anyway. Lastly, this blush, MUA, £1. Absolutely bloody marvellous. Costs £1. It's called Cupcake. If you're not a blush wearer, 100% get this because you will not regret it. I literally now wear it every day, and you can't tell I've got blush on my cheeks, but it just gives you a little bit of flush of natural colour. Then on to bronzers. I have 2 of these. These are the Rimmel Natural Bronze in 022 Sun Bronze. Literally love these. Can't believe how amazing they are. People never ever talk about them, and I think they're like $3.99, and they are really good. If you haven't tried this, you're crazy mama. And you really should because it's a bargain and amazing. Next, Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. I'm looking forward to trying the Hoola Light version because I just feel like it would work better on my skin tone, but it is a really good universal bronzer and I'm sure a lot of you love it very much. Then the Bahama Mama bronzer, really like this product. Do think it's kind of underrated, not gonna lie. I highly recommend it if you're contouring on fair skin. As you can see, I do love it and I do like to drop it on the floor, but I think it's under the £20 mark, so a little bit higher end for drugstore, but really like that. Kevin Aucoin Sculpting Powder in medium. I do really like this. Very expensive. I think it was like £33, and obviously It's tiny, but you really need the tiniest amount because otherwise you look a little bit grey, not gonna lie. It's really, really cool toned. Would I repurchase it? Probably not. I think I have better now in my collection. Next, the Kiko Flawless Fusion Bronzer. I think this is in the shade... Oh, I don't have it. I think it's in 03. If you're literally looking for a dupe for Hoola for, I think, a third of the price, then this is absolutely incredible. This is practically an exact dupe for Hoola. I highly, highly recommend it. I think it blends better and just absolutely love it. So this I don't actually use as a bronzer. As you can see, it's a bronzing BB cream. I use it to darken up my foundation. So instead of buying a new foundation, I literally buy this. Just put a few drops on it depending how dark I am after I've been in the sun, and I think this works amazingly. So little trick, highly recommend. Lastly in this drawer is the Clinique Chubby Stick. I used to use this to death when I first got it. And I actually saw Anna Simmons, whose YouTube I will leave linked now, use this under her foundation. I feel like that is the key. The only reason I don't wear this that much is because I find it disrupts my foundation. I find it really hard to blend in on top of foundation. But when I saw Anna use this underneath her foundation, I was like, there we go. That is the genius trick I have to do. So, but I'm definitely going to be trying using it out under my foundation. So thank you, Anna. Fantastic tip. Then onto this drawer. This is my concealer, powder and foundation drawer. So we'll start off in this section, which is mainly foundations and powders. First off is the L'Oreal Nude Magique Cushion. I'm not sure what shade this is in, which is one thing that really annoys me about this packaging. It doesn't actually say. It is really beautiful if you want a dewy finish, but a very light coverage, and also doesn't actually match my skin tone very well. Potentially would repurchase in summer, but with a shade that's obviously my colour. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this a million times. I use it in every single video. The RCMA No Colour Powder, could not recommend it enough, so much so that I've bought my backup from Beauty Bay. Next off is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. As you can see, much loved, holy grail, one of my first ever makeup purchases, and honestly there is nothing better. If you want a pressed powder from the drugstore, this is your go-to. I think it's like £3. You have to get it. It's blooming amazing. Next, my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in the shade Deauville. Really, really nice foundation. Gives you a really like light to buildable coverage, really dewy, really glowy. Just actually think my True Match is better and a really, really good dupe. No, I'm afraid I won't be repurchasing it. And what annoys me most is the cheeky little buggers don't provide it with a pump, and you have to pay £3 for a pump when my True Match is only £9.99 and I'm paying £3 for just the pump. That's expensive. Next off is this one, which is the EX1 Invisible Foundation, and mine is in the shade 2. Really like this foundation. This has an amazing, amazing shade range though. Just a really gorgeous day-to-day foundation. Really recommend. Honestly, do I have to say any more without just showing this product? I use this in pretty much every tutorial. Really, really recommend. Amazing shade range, just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm in the shade 1N. Lastly for foundations is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and I'm in the shade Y235. Really, really gorgeous, really good for night out, literally doesn't budge, but again, I just think my True Match is better. I'm sorry, it just is. But I do really want to try the stick foundation. And this is still really good, don't get me wrong. Then another loose powder. This is the Airspun powder, and mine is in the shade Honey Beige. Honey Beige is actually a really good match to my natural skin tone, but I would have preferred a translucent powder. But if you can't get hold of the RCMA, I'd definitely get this because you can get it on Amazon and it's really, really good and affordable. Lastly, the LA Girl Pro Powder. Hate it, would not recommend it. The smell's awful, it smells like old grannies. Just no, no, no. Right, then next off in this drawer I've got some concealers, one powder, and then here I've got my beauty sponges. So starting off with this, I mean, if you're a makeup lover like me, or just watch a lot of YouTube, you'll have heard a million things about this. Really didn't believe the hype until I had it, and now literally cannot put it down. Use it for foundation, concealer, absolutely love it, completely recommend it. I actually found this a lot cheaper on Amazon than I did on Beauty Bay or Cult Beauty, so if you're looking for it, I think it's like £4 cheaper on Amazon, so go check it out there. Then in this drawer I've got two Real Technique beauty sponges. If you're looking for a drugstore alternative for the beauty blender, this is bloomin' incredible. I actually don't use it that much anymore just because I've got my beauty blender. They do kind of shred, as you can see, and get damaged a lot easier, but they're still really, really good. Then in here I've got the Bare Minerals Translucent Powder Duo in a matte and a glow. So the matte is really beautiful, just like a translucent powder. This glow powder I really, really like. It's very comparable to the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. Just gives you a really subtle natural glow and highlight. I think this is around £28, so definitely not like a drugstore affordable price. I'd recommend my RCMA powder or my Rimmel Stay Matte over this. This is a really good concealer. This is the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age, the Eye Eraser. This is in the shade Light. It's really good for like covering blemishes because it matches my skin tone perfectly, but I really like a lighter one to like highlight my under eyes or conceal my under eyes. Next is this Bobbi Brown concealer. I really like this for sculpting out my brows. This is in the shade Warm Ivory. Don't reach for it that much as it's just such a high-end product, so I probably wouldn't repurchase it just because it is really, really expensive, and I think there are really good alternatives at the drugstore. This, as you all know, I literally use in every tutorial. It's the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in Fair. It's just so amazing, so full coverage, so affordable. I think it's like £3.99. Could not recommend this anymore. Doesn't really crease on my skin, but my skin is dry, but absolutely love it. Now, this concealer and me have a love-hate relationship. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Porcelain. It's really good, really full coverage, but this is in the shade Porcelain, and this is the lightest they do, and it looks light in the tube, but I promise you it is not light at all. It does match my skin colour perfectly, but I want concealers that are lighter, as I said, to highlight my under eyes and to highlight my face. Then lastly for concealers, this is the Fit Me Maybelline concealer in the shade 10. What I really don't like about these concealers is I actually believe the lightest shade is 15, and then the second lightest shade is 10, and then it goes to 20. I really don't understand. It's a good concealer, but I definitely pick my Collection over this, and Collection Lasting Perfection is a lot cheaper too. Now I'm on to my final drawer for face stuff. I'll start off with face sprays. So this is the newest to my collection. This is the Garnier Moisture Bomb Protect, and this is like a hydrating face spray. And literally what I do before applying my makeup, just to give my skin a bit more moisture, I just spritz this all over my face before applying primer. Really good, like this a lot. The Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Absolutely love this product. As you can probably see in the background there, I've just repurchased a new one. Ridiculously expensive. I think it was £23.50, but it is so good, and it literally just super glues your makeup to your face. So obviously would repurchase, an absolute holy grail. Next off of face sprays is the Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray. As a few of you will probably know, I use this in my tutorials because I always struggle to say moisture surge. There we go, prime example. Again, use it to just spritz over my face before applying makeup just to hydrate my skin. Wouldn't repurchase it because I do think the Moisture Bomb is just as good. Lastly, another cult classic. This is MAC Fix Plus. Amazing product, really, really good for spraying on your brush, to wet the brush, to add pigment, and to like intensify shadows. Really, really enjoy it. Again, it's just stupidly expensive for basically what it is, water. Would I repurchase it? Oh, I think I'm going to, yes. It is a holy grail in a beauty lover's collection. But then we move on to primers. So many of you'll know I use this in pretty much every tutorial. This is the Nivea Men's Sensitive Post Shave Balm. The most incredible primer, probably the best one I have ever bought still. Nothing beats it in my collection. Next is this NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. Kind of too pinky to use under my foundation though. Sometimes use it as like a liquid highlight if I've got no foundation on, so sometimes in the summer, but don't really reach for it that much. I don't think I'll repurchase this because I prefer this, which is my L'Oreal Lumi Magique base primer. This is just a pearlescent white primer. Really, really good. Makes your skin so glowy, so gorgeous. Yeah, definitely would repurchase this. Next is this one, which I got from this month's Glossy Box, and it's the In Transit Camera Close-Up by This Works. Apparently this is Victoria Beckham's favourite primer. This is only a sample size, but the full size is £30, so pretty expensive for a primer, but really looking forward to giving that a go, so I'll use it in a video coming up. This next one is the Pure Correcting Primer. As you can see, it's a sample size. I got this in my M&S Beauty calendar. Do really like this primer. Silicone based, but very oily, so I feel like this works really well for my dry skin. If you have oily, like normal to oily skin, I would not use this at all. Really, really good. Would not repurchase it though, just have better things in my collection. This is brand new to my collection. This is the NYX Angel Veil Primer, oil free. I've only used this twice, but I'm not gonna lie, it's soon gonna become a holy grail in my collection. This is incredible. Would wear it on days where I really, really want my makeup to last because this, again, is like silicone based. Next, this is the Studio 10 Miracle Effect Priming Serum. This smells disgusting. Smells awful. Definitely will not repurchase it. Just don't think it does anything amazing, and I think it's very, very expensive. Last primer is this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I mean, I've already spoken about this. I think it's about £25, or it was when I bought it about a year ago. The NYX Angel Veil Primer is literally half the price of this and works the same, so yes. And there we go guys, that is part 1 finished. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know down in the comments and let me know if you want to see part 2. Also, make sure you check out my international giveaway because there's only a few weeks left. So if you haven't entered by the 31st of March, then it will be too late. I love you guys lots and I hope you have a great day. Bye!